Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Late Night News. These are tonight's top stories. We'll highlight decisions taken during the last cabinet meeting chaired by the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, including the regularization of young Algerian status, an initiative that has been widely praised by Algerian youth. A major milestone in promoting national cultural heritage, the President of the Republic's Prize for Amazigh Literature and Language honors outstanding creative works. The province of Oran has secured the 7th place in the prestigious annual New York Times ranking for the best 52 worldwide touristic destinations. And in Morocco, once again criticized by the website Don't Forget Western Sahara for widespread drug trafficking supported by institutional backing. And finally, the Algerian Football Federation has filed an official complaint with the Confederation of African Football and the International Football Federation regarding the refereeing in Algeria's last match at the 2025 African Cup of Nations. Welcome back. The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, has ordered the regularization of young Algerians in irregular status abroad who were misled and exploited while using the Council of Ministers to review progress in digitalization and announce measures to expand agricultural production and strengthen food security. Melissa Lila Balaman.
The President of the Republic has ordered the regularization of the status of young Algerians abroad who are living in precarious and irregular conditions after having been deliberately misled by certain actors seeking to exploit them for purposes hostile to their country. This initiative by the President of the Republic is intended to cut off attempts to damage the credibility of the state through the exploitation of these young people, the vast majority of whom have committed nothing more than minor offenses, often limited to fear of a routine summons by the police or the National Gendarmerie for questioning related to public order or comparable matters. By taking this step, the President of the Republic is neutralizing schemes aimed at manipulating harga or clandestine migration statistics to discredit Algeria, with the objective of spreading anxiety among young people and encouraging illegal departures, while criminal and mafia-style networks take advantage of their vulnerability and difficult living conditions. To be eligible for this measure, however, those concerned must formally pledge not to repeat such actions and must not be implicated in violent crimes, drug trafficking, arms trafficking, or cooperation with foreign security services seeking to undermine Algeria. The practical implementation of this decision will be overseen by Algeria's consulates abroad, leading up to the return of Algeria's sons and daughters to their homeland. Another issue addressed during the Council of Ministers was digitalization. In this context, the President of the Republic welcomed the substantial progress made by Algeria in this area, while stressing the need to establish specialized technical teams tasked with the daily updating of data within the national databases without any delays. With regard to agriculture and as part of efforts to boost yields, particularly for strategic crops, the President of the Republic set a target of expanding cultivated land to 3 million hectares, highlighting the urgency of importing harvesting equipment, especially for cereals, corn, and sunflower crops. The President of the Republic also underscored the need to adopt scientific approaches to take into account seed quality and the specific characteristics of soils across different regions. He further called for a revision of the agricultural framework law, encouragement of the creation of specialized cooperatives, and a reduction in imports without creating shortages. Finally, he urged the revival of red and white meat production to meet the needs of the national market, reaffirming the state's commitment to continuing the regularization of agricultural land for operators and those active in the field in order to achieve the highest possible production levels.
Let's listen to the reactions of members of our community settled in France, gathered by our correspondent Afaf Belhouchet.
Assalamu alaikum. C'était pour remercier le président M. Abdelmajid Tebboune.
I want to thank President Abdelmajid Tebboune for his commitment and the strong gesture of reaching out to young Algerians who had unfortunately gone astray, giving them the chance to return. This shows that in Algeria, second chances are possible. Thank you for this.
On donne une seconde chance, donc voilà, merci à lui pour ce geste.
Ça nous fait trop plaisir, on est content.
We're truly pleased and happy. I hope this opportunity can also extend to those in more complex situations. I know someone with a wife and children who wants to return to see his family.
Ses parents.
Donc on remercie le président Abdelmajid Tebboune.
We thank President Abdelmajid Tebboune for his powerful gesture toward compatriots who made mistakes, giving them a second chance to come back home. A heartfelt thank you to him.
Chance pour rentrer au pays. Et donc un grand remerciement au président Abdelmajid Tebboune.
And with the beginning of the Amazigh New Year 2976, official festivities in Bani Abbas were marked by the 6th edition of the President of the Republic's Prize for Amazigh Literature and Language. The award ceremony was held under the supervision of the General Secretary of the High Commission for Amazighity, Hashmi Assad, in the presence of advisors, the President of the Republic, the National Commissionary for Child Protection, professional authorities, members of the Parliament and guests from various regions of the country. The prize aims to encourage creativity in Amazigh language and culture and is awarded to the best works in the fields of linguistics and literature written in Amazigh or translated into the language. It also recognizes research in the fields of technological sciences and digitalization translated to Amazigh. 3 women stood on the podium for the category of literature written in Amazigh. The first prize went for Lisa Strick from the province of Tizi Ouzou, while the second place went for Aisha Maalim from the province of Batna, and the third place was awarded to Faisal Mili from Jaya province. Regarding research in the field of intangible Amazigh heritage, the first prize was awarded to Karima Ushash from Batna province, while the second prize went to Khalid Fortuna from Murgla. Additionally, Abdelkader bin Tayyib from Bani Abbas received the first prize in the linguistic category. This award recognizes serious efforts to promote the cultural, linguistic and scientific Amazigh heritage and encourages creativity in Amazigh language and culture. Yenayar primarily symbolizes the return to our roots through a connection with the land, agricultural traditions, and Berber identity. This festival celebrates renewal and community solidarity. Let's delve into the heart of the ancestral traditions, marking the beginning of the year in Igir Hamran village in Tizi Ouzou with Sami Abu Arour and Rania Al-Bahri.
It was the village of Igir Amran at Ziki in the municipality of Buzgan that welcomed us with joy, conviviality, and above all, authenticity. This village, ranked 4th in cleanliness and respect for the environment, organizes the Yenayar festival every year. I wish a very good agricultural year to all the inhabitants of Igir Amran village for their efforts and dedication. We are proud of you and we are here to support you in your endeavors during all the festivities. No Yenayar is complete without couscous shared during the Yemensin Yenayar, the traditional Yenayar dinner where everyone has a place, family, neighbors and guests. Welcome to this house, which served as a refuge during the revolution, the house of Masoud Athmhand. Regarding the Yenayar dinner, it consists of a farm-raised chicken slaughtered at home, along with vegetables from the garden and many other ingredients. It's called Suksun Sva al-Hawal. We all gather around the dinner table with our families and guests. This is the kind of hospitality that the men and women of the village of Igir Amran would like to share with visitors and those passionate about rural tourism. It's an added value thanks to the efforts of all villagers. Guest houses will soon welcome guests with hospitality and joy. As a tour guide, I promote these small villages in the Buzgan region. This village, for example, won an award thanks to the solidarity of its villagers. There is a project to open guest houses here to welcome visitors in an authentic setting, especially during celebrations like Yinayer. Yinayer, an important tradition for Amazigh communities, corresponds to the first day of the agrarian calendar and symbolizes abundance and prosperity.
The province of Oran has secured the 7th place in the prestigious annual New York Times ranking for the best 52 worldwide touristic destinations. The ranking highlights Iran's rich historical heritage, vibrant cultural scene, and growing appeal as a tourist hub. The American Daily notes that this Mediterranean port city is undergoing cultural revival, successfully blending its storied past with a bold contemporary energy. The report also underscores Oran's distinctive assets, a city set on rolling hills with sweeping Mediterranean views, home to palaces and fortresses that reflects its layered history. And it is in the Al Alia Cemetery that we bid a final farewell to our friend and colleague at the national television, Nakhla Al-Arbi, who passed away at the age of 55 after a long, courageous battle with illness. Nakhla was known for her dedication to her professional career at the heart of Canal, Algérie, as well as for her distinguished and honorable career in written press. Present at her burial was the President of the Republic's advisor in charge of the General Directorate of Communication, Kamal Sidi Said, and the General Director of the National Television, Mohamed Baghali. Let's hear from the colleagues and friends of the deceased.
خالص تعازي لعائلة الفقيدة.
Our sincere condolences to the family of the late Nakhla Al-Arbi, to her immediate family, and to her larger family, the National Public Television, especially Canal Algérie. She was a dedicated and highly professional journalist and a resilient Algerian woman. We extend our condolences to her respected family, to her children. Nakhla Al-Arbi was a woman of strong principles. Our condolences to the entire media family, especially Algerian television. May she rest in peace.
Morocco has once again been criticized by the Spanish website No Te Olvides del Sahara Occidental, which highlighted in a new report published this Monday the continued large-scale drug trafficking in the country. The report emphasizes that cannabis production in Morocco has developed over decades to reach an industrial level, benefiting from institutional support. Details on this report with Rani Al-Bahri.
Yet another scandal has rocked the Moroccan establishment after a report published by the website Don't Forget Western Sahara highlighted the continued large-scale drug trafficking linked to Morocco. The report asserts that this phenomenon is no longer a matter of mere petty crime, but rather a component of a deeply entrenched parallel economy that threatens the international community. The report says that cannabis production in Morocco has grown over years and has reached an industrial scale. It benefits from institutional support, which allows trafficking networks to work in an organized way and make large profits. The report also states that Morocco is not only producing cannabis, but has become an important logistics hub for international drug trafficking. It uses secret routes to send cannabis resin and cocaine to European and African markets. The investigation points to increasing violence linked to foreign armed gangs in several European countries. This shows that the problem is international and has become a serious security and legal issue that requires global cooperation. The document adds that drug trafficking linked to Morocco is compared to the use of migration as a tool for pressure and negotiation to gain support and legitimize the occupation of Western Sahara.
The Algerian Football Federation (FAF) has filed an official complaint with the Confederation of African Football (CAF) and the International Football Federation (FIFA) regarding the refereeing in Algeria's last match of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. The complaint includes a request for an investigation and for the necessary measures to be taken in accordance with the applicable regulations. The 35th Africa Cup of Nations will be remembered not for the goals, but for controversy, arbitrary refereeing, premeditated decisions and organizational missteps have cast a shadow over the tournament, exposing the scandals that continue to erode Africa's football credibility. More insights with Melissa Lila Balaman.
African football will remember the 35th Africa Cup of Nations as a dark chapter, marred by scandal, shaped by arbitrary refereeing, and tarnished by organizers who damaged the tournament's honor. Once hidden, these practices are now exposed, revealing the abuses that threaten African football's credibility. The controversy over Senegalese referee Issassi overseeing the Algeria-Nigeria match shocked no informed observers, given the growing list of questionable calls throughout the tournament. If CAF wanted Algeria out, they succeeded with a weak referee. From the first whistle, Algeria was penalized. The referee blocked the team from playing all match.
حزم أو كتف لعيبة الجزاء بلغة كرة القدم طوال المباراة.
This was far from the first obvious penalty denied to Algeria in front of the world, an act loaded with meaning in a scenario that seemed designed to eliminate a strong contender, and it likely won't be the last. The repeated unjust cards against Algerian players show that the Algeria-Nigeria match was no accident or simple error, but a premeditated, carefully orchestrated act.
Qu'on gagne un petit peu de temps et qu'on leur donne leur coupe directe.
Just hand them the cup already and stop insulting the fans, the game and the players, the real victims. What I saw tonight was unbelievable.
Soirée invraisemblable.
Les Marocains sont les plus grands tricheurs d'Afrique.
Moroccans are Africa's biggest cheaters. Cheating always comes with lies and deceit.
Ce qui est rare.
Refereeing abuses peaked in the final minutes against Tanzania. A team also denied the penalty the world saw as indisputable, after an obvious foul on their striker. It did not stop there. Cameroon became another victim in the quarter-finals, forced to swallow the injustice of two clear penalties denied. At this rate, these scandals show no sign of ending. Neither Nigeria, despite being favorites, nor their final opponents are likely to escape refereeing already titled toward a pre-selected champion.
And we'll leave you tonight with joyful sounds from the Amazigh New Year celebration at the Mohamed Boudiaf Hall in Algiers, where the vibrant performance of several artists, including Zina Al-Rab and the star of Kabil song Takfarinas, brought the audience to life. From all of us here, thank you for being with us. Good night.